let's be honest, most people in the online space suffer from something called the shiny object syndrome, meaning they can't stick to one business model. The AI agencies, the info products, the SaaS company, they're continuously doing things again and again and again just for the sake of making the next 10K per month, when really they need to be building connections and working with people that are actually going to excel them. And that's why I created something called the LinkedIn agency. The LinkedIn agency model isn't just for you to hit 10, 20, even 30K per month. It's for you to establish B2B businesses, connections that are going to last you a lifetime. And even if you switch different business models in the next couple of years, which, let's be honest, things die out, things get saturated. But the importance of having a LinkedIn agency over having like an info product and selling a $50 course is that the people that buy your $50 course aren't worthy connections. The people that you work with, that you sell $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 retainers to, they're well-known B2B businesses that anytime they could either offer you a job, an internship, maybe even partnership opportunities, and maybe even want to buy your services if you do a different service-based business further down the line. Now, you might be asking, what's a LinkedIn agency and how can I start one? Well, I'm going to get into it in this video. A LinkedIn agency is very simple. You're selling content and LinkedIn DM services, meaning I go inside somebody's business, for example, an AI business. I create content for them. I optimize their profile and design their banners and all of their featured sections, which is basically a landing page, but just on LinkedIn. And then with the LinkedIn DMs, I'm finding my client's ideal client. I'm making a list of 100 to 200 of them. I'm sending and connecting with each and every one of them, and I'm pitching them the service, as well as messaging anyone that likes, comments, or reposts any of my videos and content that I posted for my client. Now, how do you get started and how do you even get into all of this? Well, I'm gonna explain. So the first thing you need to understand is the acquisition. How are you, as a LinkedIn agency owner, going to get clients? Very simple. I want you to post on LinkedIn. I want you to set up an account. I want you to optimize your profile, and I want you to position yourself as a LinkedIn growth expert. Now, this can be in content, this can be in messaging. If you have prior experience creating content, if you have a creative side, or if you're good at sending messages, or if you're even good at getting rejected. I mean, I did door-to-door sales before, so if anyone out there has done door-to-door sales, I'd suggest definitely go for outbound DMs because you're gonna be great at it. It's all about rejecting. It's all about understanding what people are gonna say yes and no to, and it's all about talking to people. If you're really good at communicating with people, outbound messages is the best. And I'm really good at it, so that's of course why I do a lot more than my content side. And I actually struggle with content. So that kind of gives you a little insight on what I do and what my agency specifically focuses on. Now, back to the video. What I want you to do is after you've optimized your page, edited your banner, I want you to create content, which is basically a mix of 3 different types of posts: personal posts, lead magnets, and value-based posts. What you need to do in each one of these content is going to connote a different motion. A lead magnet is me giving away something. For example, this video could be a lead magnet, giving away a piece of value that's a long form video, a written sales document, or like a sales letter, or a Notion document, maybe explaining how to do a specific thing. For example, I could give away something like how to sign 5 clients with LinkedIn DMs. And then I go, here's a script that you can use, here's why it works. And I could give that away to people, and I could screenshot that. And then all I need to do is just be like, this document will give you 5 clients in the next 10 days. Here's how explain. So have like a G list explaining what is going to be in each document and why they want to do it. And then just say, hey, comment the word DM and I'll send it over to you. And a lot of people that are commenting, you just have an automation set up, which again, if you want to check out the free WAP, explains exactly how you can set up the automation every little bit in terms of the profile, the content. And once you've done that, you should just be getting the DMs flooding in. People are going to be like, thank you, how can I work with you, stuff like that. And all you need to do is just send them a Calendly link or a calendar link, whatever you guys do, whatever you use, cal.com, Calendly, doesn't matter. You just send them that link and then you can book the calls. And then in the call, you just explain, okay, here's the cost, here's the price. You can do these 2 types of guarantees. You can even have like an ROI guarantee saying, hey, I'm going to book you these amount of meetings. If you've done this stuff before, you've done outbound sales before, if you've done LinkedIn or used LinkedIn before for your own lead generation, or if you've had a business before and used LinkedIn, I'd suggest having some sort of guarantee. If you're new to it, and that's perfectly fine if you are, what I'd suggest you use is just say, hey, I will work for you commission based. All I ask is that you pay like a setup fee. It could be anywhere from like $1,000 to $2,000. The rest is like a 20% revenue share. And in that, you just get a revenue share for every single client that they sign. And that's it. Now, when it comes to fulfilling, that's a whole different can of fish. With the fulfillment, and making a system is the most crucial part to signing more clients at scale whilst keeping quality the same. What do I mean by this? You want to make sure that every single client is attended with the exact same needs and get similar or even better results than what your typical client would get. So what you need to do is create a system, and you need to build standard operating procedures, which is SOPs. Basically, it's going to be a document in each single step you would do. For example, setting up a LinkedIn banner, you would say a LinkedIn banner needs to be this thick. For example, I think it's like, I don't know how much it is exactly. It's like 1,000 by like 200 or something like that. And you need to have that as a size. You need to explain, okay, I want to have their logo here. This is the color scheme. This is this. And you need to make it a template. Any business, if it's a SaaS company, agency, doesn't matter, consult, coach, it needs to be the exact same and it needs to be plug and play. So you need to make that for every single part of what you would be providing a service for. Once you've been able to do that, and again, my walk kind of explains exactly how you can make your own SOPs, even has a few SOPs in there as well. And once you kind of set all of that stuff up, you set up the SOPs and everything like that, all you can do is you yourself can just go through the SOP. Or let's say you have a couple of clients and you have the money to hire a VA or a team, you can get your ghostwriter or a VA or a chief of staff to carry out those sort of standard operating procedures. So then you can focus on getting your own clients whilst they do all of the fulfillment. And that's basically how you can scale. Now, in terms of how you can make your first 10K per month, it's very simple. All you need to do is sign 3 clients at $3,000, and that basically gets you near enough to 10K. And with 3 clients, you can book that from a 20% close rate, which is 15 book calls. And I'm able to get anywhere from 30 to 40 book calls consistently for my own agency. So I'm sure it's very simple for you to even get 15. And for example, one of my LinkedIn operator students, Ethan, he went from 0 to 10K in the first month, and a couple of months later, he went to 27K. And that's it. You just got to do. It's all about the actions and the repetitions once you have the exact formula. And again, free WAP. I've said this like 3 times already. Click the link in the description. Trust me, best WAP ever. You can explain how you can start your LinkedIn agency, fulfillment system, everything in there, completely free. So you can go check that out in the link in the description. And yeah, that's basically the exact system that I would suggest you use to get to your first 10K per month. And with the connections and why it's so important to actually start a LinkedIn agency is because, dude, these people aren't normal people. You know, guys that are spending $50, they just started their AI agency or they just started their info product and they want help scaling their LinkedIn. No. The people on LinkedIn are B2B companies. I'm talking 10, 20, $30 million ARR, good valuations. And these are SaaS companies, even medtech companies, medical companies as well. You can target a huge range of providers, businesses. And I'll be honest, LinkedIn kind of changed my life. Genuinely, before I was sitting there, I was broke and I wasn't making much money. I was working a part-time job, and now I have so many connections that even if I was to stop my LinkedIn agency tomorrow, I would have so many connections that I could either partner or be an intern and learn from some of the biggest agencies in the world. But obviously, I'm not going to do that. I'm running my own agency and I'm creating a LinkedIn model for you to learn, because I understand the situation most entrepreneurs or people that want to start are in, and that shiny object syndrome really kills everyone. So I would say stick to a LinkedIn agency, just because you have so much connections that in the future, if you want to do anything else, you can do it. And that's why I love it the best, just because of the connections. LinkedIn, it's not about the platform. It's about the quality of people that you talk and see on there. I see people on Instagram doing TikTok dances, like TJR, for example. I see people on Instagram talking about, oh, I'm not going to make it. Oh, yeah, if you didn't close 5K PIF today, you know, you're not going to, like, I see a bunch of different things. But with LinkedIn, I see pure professionalism. And obviously, it's not saying that, oh, you can't have a joke on LinkedIn. No, it's just about the quality of people and the amount of lessons that I've learned from people that are older than me that have told me, okay, this is what you need to do here. This is why. I've been in business for decades. And that's really crucial, is having those decades of experience that you can learn from, even if they're your clients, even if they're your partners, whatever it is. It's just about getting that experience. And that's why I think LinkedIn agencies is the biggest stepping stone to leverage yourself, to then you can go and do multi-million dollar projects. But then it's always starting with the first 10K per month. And I think this agency model helps you scale the best. And this is the reason why I recommend it. So without further ado, I know it's kind of a long video. I hope you're taking notes, and speak to you guys soon.